Describe my model just to start with, that people have input, they have representational systems, and then they have to store that experience, and it gets stored as raw data, so it's everywhere. But if you store it carefully, it becomes more retrievable. And depending upon what it is you want to remember, what it is you want to act on, and it comes from an understanding of the relationship between transformational linguistics and neurology, that that we physically have eyes and ears, but they don't operate like garbage cans. You don't just throw stuff in them, right? You have to process it. All your representational systems, except for the olfactory system, go through thalamic intervention. That is, they're processed through thinking things. So we pay more attention to some things than we do to others. We build a model of the world about what's important, and the rest of it just kind of goes in. It's all there as raw data, but it may not be represented in any way to you consciously. And this will influence, and as we build up layers and layers of neurocortical pathways, we learn to make certain things familiar. The three universals of human modeling is probably the most important thing that I defined. And when you say, how did I do this? I did it over time. I read thousands of neurology journals and thousands of medical journals and thousands of linguistic journals, and plucked out all the best, most useful stuff and built a model that would allow people to be able to do things that they couldn't do. The first model being the meta model. And the meta model is a machine to solve problems. That's why I redefined it years later in the book Problem Solving, so that the important work that John Grinder and I did wouldn't get limited and stuck in some kind of psychotherapy bag, but would be something where it's applied all over the place, which is the way I use it. I've used it in science projects. I've used it to help athletes. I've used it to help people's personal problems, to weed through all of the psychobabble in psychology, because there's a real difference between a model and a theory. A model is not sacred. You don't have to defend it. It either works or it doesn't work. And when it doesn't work, you build a new model.